And let's just record this. So our absolute final assignment for UX is the ice cream vendor app. So in this project, you're going to create a wireframe of your ice cream app based on your user flow diagram. So now we're taking what we are working on right now and we're essentially flushing it out. So you're going to create a prototype, test it with users, fix issues they have with the prototype, and then you'll present your findings in a 5-minute presentation. So kind of like we did last semester. I think I changed things up with the visual web. So it depends if you had me in January or if you had me in the spring. So for our wireframes, we're going to use our user flow diagram as the guide. Grayscale wireframes for all of your screens in your app. You can also use that blue tone that you sometimes see in the kits, the UX and UI kits. So you can use that, but I would generally stick to grayscale personally, or that specific blue. Do not introduce any other colors. It just gets more distracting. So we're going to have a home screen. We have our customer login and incentive. We have our flavors, cone types, randomizer, the checkout, contact above, etc. Everything you have outlined in the flow. So you create the wireframes using XD. Again, I'm sorry, I keep forgetting to remove this or any other app you choose. We are just choosing XD. Make sure to not include any branding, color, font selections for your wireframes. This is just, we're essentially just doing boxes right here. Once complete, export each screen to prepare your prototype. This will not need to be done because that's something if you are using InVision. So you do not need to do this. You start your prototyping literally just from another tab. So apologize, I'm going to take that out too. Body text can be presented as lorem ipsum or gray bars. I personally prefer lorem ipsum, especially when displaying it to a client. It gives them a better visual than just lines. And it's super easy to copy paste some lorem ipsum in there. Pardon me. Headlines, product names, etc. So everything that we use from that we've outlined from our journey map should still be on there as well. So it shouldn't just say like headline. It should actually have those, or product name. It should have those product names that you created or you are creating. So with our prototype, again, eliminate that InVision portion. Make sure to complete the flow of the app and tasks the users need to accomplish. Have all interactive elements active and functioning, so we shouldn't be hitting any dead zones. Obviously, test it yourself to be sure that the navigation through your app is intuitive. Don't skip this step, team, because lots of people skip this step because they're like, oh yeah, it's fine. I know what's going on and we got to just jump ahead. You will always find something wrong. I always find something wrong. There's always something that is not functioning the way it should. You're unable to click back, etc. So test yourself. Then we do the usability test and create a usability test with a minimum of 5 tasks and conduct with at least 3 people. So again, thinking back to last semester in Visual Web when we had that spreadsheet, something along those lines is what we're going to be doing. And then we create tasks like choosing a quantity, size, flavors, cone types, saving the order for future, etc. Making sure once you maybe, add something to cart and then go back to home and add something else, or go back to the ordering process and edit. So be sure to have your tasks really diving into the app until the end of the process. That's the only way that's going to be effective. And then obviously create unique tasks like offering incentive to sign up to be a member or club for those discounts. Perform the test and make sure no issues, success, and anything that will help the app better. After the test, obviously we analyze our results and then we fix things up. Again, always research. Key is to do that. UI kits, obviously Google, Behance, Dribble, those are really great ones. I tend to veer towards Behance and Dribble these days. Even when I'm doing a Google search, I always end up on Dribble or Behance. They're great sources. Make sure that prototype's bulletproof before testing. Like I said, such an important thing is to make sure that you've really dove into that testing and make sure you do that before we pass it on, because it's almost pointless if you've left out really silly errors, or, you know, like even think when I was showing you guys the menu bar in the bottom, you know, that hover wasn't working. Pardon me, it wasn't working. So there's no point in me proceeding if my testers are going to end up with a ton of errors. We want them to have minimal errors. So we make sure that we nail those down first. If you have a logo for your ice cream company, you can use it, but keep the colors to a minimum. Again, just making sure that things are in more of a grayscale format. So everything is grayscale. And if you feel you want to put, like, if you have a logo, you want to pop that in there, but that would be the extent of it. Okay. I almost feel like that shouldn't be there, but sometimes it does give life to a wireframe. Compress the PDF. So then we make a presentation, and then we compress the presentation with our usability test results and upload the project to the Dropbox. Obviously, make sure you include the link to that prototype. And here's our grading outline.